All right, who's here on Megan Conacher?
I'm present, Your Honor.
Hello.
Good morning, Judge. We have an offer on it, and I'd like to see if I could get another setting to discuss it with her.
Okay.
It's good until the next setting.
And you have all the discovery? All right, how old are you?
32.
All right, we're gonna come back on October 14th for a plea deadline date.
Okay.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused, and make sure that you're always on time, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Norma on Conacher, it's a plea deadline date for October 14th. And Lorraine, can you make sure that you all have done an acknowledgement of discovery?
Today?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you. One may have been done, I'm just unsure. Who's here on Ariante de la Cruz?
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, how are you doing?
Doing good now.
All right, you have many names. I always say whenever I see people who have four names, I always think, because people in the Raw family always have four names, right? I always wonder growing up how people were able to remember that
Yeah.
and write it down.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
All right, so discovery, the last time we were here, my understanding is that it was going to be set for discovery just to make sure that everybody has all of the discovery.
Judge, so right now there's about 1,300 defense.
1,300.
Yes.
Okay.
So defense is asking if they can bring a hard drive in just so that we can upload everything that we have on their page.
So here's my question. State, do you have all of the discovery in your possession?
Judge, even then, so right now, just looking at this, so it's numbering up to about 200. So I just need some time just to make sure that we have everything. Defense has already brought up a couple of things that are missing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we should be able to at least follow through and verify what they're missing to make sure.
Okay, let me see something.
I downloaded some of the discovery, Judge, and I was trying to decipher. And I conferred with Daniel just to tell him some of the items that I thought I was missing, but it's hard to decipher what all he has and for me to tell him what I'm missing.
All right, so what we're gonna do is, Norma, put this for, November 18th for discovery. So we'll be back on November 18th so y'all can see where you are.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court, but be on time next time, okay?
Bless me. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Just give me one moment. Let me put this in the system. All right, yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This case is not on the docket today. My client is, this lady was arrested. She's in Maverick County,
Mhm.
coming across the border. She's remanded without bond. The old bond was 10,000. I don't know, what is your procedure on, you want me to file a motion?
Well, what I'll need to do, if you'll speak to Ms. Ferguson, she'll have her to zoom in because she has to be present for the bond hearing.
Mhm.
So if you'll speak to Ms. Ferguson, she'll give you a date and she'll see about having her zoom in, and she's in Maverick County.
That's my understanding.
All right. Do you know, is it a federal hold or?
No, it's this, and then there's a court 6 DWI also.
Okay, so everything here is in Bear County?
Yes, sir.
Oh, then Norman can have her bench warranted here. It'll be easy to get her here.
It would? How
Yes.
long would it take them?
She'll be able to tell you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. But otherwise, there's no way of setting a bond so she can bond out.
No, because legally I have to have them before me because
And
the blind
then have
act.
the YouTube videos. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. But you can see if she can
Eventually.
bench her or either see if she can be zoomed in from Maverick. I don't know if we've had good luck with Maverick. I think we have. So if she can get her to be zoomed in tomorrow, we can take it up tomorrow.
I'll file the motions and go from there. Okay,
All
thank you,
right,
Judge.
thank you. You're welcome.
They're eating
dogs.
I saw you on TikTok.
What? And you know what? It's so funny because I don't even
In London.
get out of town. I don't even do any of that. And you know what's so funny? I don't even know what the rules are for that.
The woman comes in with shorts and you handcuff her and then you put her over.
Oh, see, you know what that case was about? All right, so we had a full box with inmates. And the shorts thing, on the big scheme of things, yeah. No, she came in and she was taking photos of the inmates in the box. And you're not supposed to do that because the deputies don't know who you are. You
Right, right.
You know,
It's a security risk.
yes. And so I had her come up. I'm like, first you come into court wearing shorts, and then you're taking photos of people in the box. I'm like, that's not allowed. So the deputies put her in the box, looked at her phone to see what photos she was taking of inmates. And then you're taking photos of people in the box. I'm like, that's not allowed. So the deputies put her in the box, looked at her phone to see what photos she was taking of inmates, told her she needed to delete those photographs, right? And then after that, the attorney for the person that she was taking photos in talked to me, and then we released her. I think she was in the box for, I don't know, 5 minutes. She didn't even go to the jail or to the back, even though, I could have ordered her to
Well,
be taken
apparently
into custody.
18 million hits. Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously they snip wherever it's convenient,
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what
It's like
happened.
Belial and Eric Menendez on
Yes.
Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
The,
You know what? I
the
will tell
Stephanie
you,
Boyd story on,
when we were in law school, there were so many true crime stuff we were watching.
right? Well, it was OJ Simpson.
Yes. Well, we watched that and tried in our dorms. We were watching that from beginning to end. That's
Yeah.
learning about pretrial motion. So yeah.
But now it's the Stephanie story.
Hey, but you know what I am gonna do? I'm gonna write a book.
Well, that's what I was, I'm saying with Denora right now until Friday, hopefully. And we were like, Stephanie needs to write a book.
Oh, but you know what my book is gonna be about? I think I'm gonna do the origin story of Humpty Dumpty. I mean, wouldn't that be great?
Like the real Humpty Dumpty or the
It's
other?
like, what happened? And you know what?
He fell off the wall.
Well, this is where the scene would open. How I would have the scene in the book start. You would just see him. Imagine the camera angle. He's falling off the wall, and you see him yelling like, no, whatever. And then it pauses mid impact. And then it's like, how did I get here? And it goes back to the origin story, and it shows him, somebody laying an egg. And it's Humpty, So,
With a comb over?
yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Why not?
Yeah.
So well then I go to TikTok and you've got like 1,000,000 TikToks.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm like, I don't even know what that's about. All right, Moody. Thank you for your patience. Sometimes I have to think over things, right?
We appreciate that, Judge.
All right, so it's my understanding he's already pled through
Yes, Judge.
to a violation of condition number 2,
Correct.
and that's related to the drug testing.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, and so with regards to the new cases, the new number 1, was that dismissed?
It was rejected, Judge.
Rejected.
And it wasn't part of, my understanding is it was not part of this negotiation for the agreement that we would like the court to accept with the state.
Okay.
That was rejected prior to that.
All right. All right, so Ms. Abrams, on this, do we have the RMS staff member or no?
So Judge, the RMS staff via subpoena provided all records and all records were reviewed by the state and by the defense. And it was determined that Ms. Roman did not appear on the date in question.
Okay,
Judge, may I address the court when appropriate
Yes,
about
sure.
that?
okay. All right, who is on this case, Moody? All right. Court is calling 2019 CR 8716, State of Texas versus Andre Alonzo Moody. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state, for the defense?
Jeannie Cupid for the defendant?
And are you Mr. Moody?
Ms. Mom.
All right, so you entered a plea. Could you all please whisper? So you entered a plea of true to violation of condition number 2 on September 9th. The state waived all other allegations. The court found violation of condition number 2 true. And the case was recalled for today because you had given testimony about calling in or appearing for a drug test. So have both parties received records from RMS?
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you all had a chance to review it?
Yes.
So off the record, in the presence of everyone, probation has informed me that there's no record through RMS that he actually appeared, and defense, you wanted to address that.
Yes, Judge. At the prior hearing, I was not present attorney on that date. There was some confusion about whether we were talking about his appearance in March for not appearing, but he had pled true to April. So he was giving testimony about appearing and splitting a payment with regards to a visit he recalled from March. When I started visiting with him and corrected the date and said, actually, what you pled true to was failure to drug test in April, the defendant informed me that he did not go in April, that he had been, has had financial difficulties. And so there was no question, and we don't want this court to think that he is representing that he did try to go in April, because he wants the court to know that he did not go in April and that he in fact failed to report. Any question about appearing and a partial payment and not being able to do that was with regards to what he recalled was a March test, and that's not what's before the court today. So my client is pleading true. He did not go in April to test. And when appropriate, I would like to share some information with the court that I've learned in visiting with Mr. Moody over the last couple of weeks, that we would ask the court take into consideration when reviewing his case this morning. So do you want me to do that now, Judge? Judge, in meeting with Mr. Moody, his is a case where it's never an excuse, and he wants to address the court directly, and I've advised him you will allow him to do that. But he shared with me, he originally is from California. He has 2 daughters who are 5 and 7. He resides with the mother of those daughters, and their relationship is not the best. And that's, in my opinion, why he's here today. The court knows about the new number 1 that was ultimately rejected. 2019, his sister passed away. 2020, his mother took her own life. 2022, his father passed away. He has 1 remaining sister he has no contact with. Mr. Moody, this is his second MTR. The first MTR was not before this court. It was before another judge, and he was continued at that time. The court brought him in January, and you told him, Judge, you better buckle down and you better get a job and you better start, showing an effort. And I think the record will reflect he got a job as a cook working at Hooters on the Ingram Park location. He lives in Universal City. So transportation and money are his issue, Judge. He has a vehicle. It's not been reliable. There's no bus service where he lives. So when he has to report, he has to either Uber, and he has to have the money to do that, or to take a bus. I think he will address that he is, he's not been formally diagnosed with depression, but Judge, in my just talking with him, he understands what's going on, but I think he suffers depression and losing 3 of his family members. They were the only support that he had, and he lost all of them in a short span of time. And he had tested at the beginning of April. He had appeared. He didn't think that he didn't know, but he didn't realize that they would call him back so soon. It was like 2 weeks later, I think on the 24th, that he was called to test. He didn't have the Uber money. He didn't have the money to drug test. And so he just got depressed, frustrated, and he did not appear. That's never an excuse, Judge, and I know he wants to address the court. But I know you will take those factors into consideration, not as an excuse, but in the totality of looking at his case.
All right. You want to call him as a witness?
Yes.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Andre Alonzo Moody.
All right, you may proceed.
Mr. Moody, have you requested that you be permitted to address the court today?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you were here last time, the judge asked a very important question. She said, why should I continue you on probation? Would you like to address that question for the court?
Yes, ma'am. First off, I want to say I messed up. Got my daughters here, my two daughters, and that's everything for me. Everything I do, I try to do everything the right way. I know that it doesn't seem like I'm learning but I'm trying, Miss Boyd. I acquired my license. I never had a license. I've been trying to get myself together to be to successfully complete this probation, and I've been trying to do everything the right way. I try to steady myself. I try to take care of my family. I struggle with financial. Nothing that none of the stipulations have anything to do with me not doing it. It's just I haven't had money. I don't have no help. Everything is through me. I'm my own support. I've been here with my baby mom for about 8 years. We've been trying to get it together and work it out and fix it. I work and support. It's just I can't. I don't have no help. You know what I mean? The outpatient program. I've made an effort, even from University City, to complete those classes. I walked from University City to make sure I wouldn't violate that. At times, sometimes I had the money, sometimes I didn't. And my biggest problem is money. You know, like I don't have no help, boy. So when I fall, it's hard for me to recover. You know what I mean? And that's my biggest issue. It's not doing it. It's not trying to disobey you or anything. I believe this probation has been helping me. The bib class that I was in, I felt like it was real helpful because a lot of people in there, a lot of the guys, they share their experiences with me, and like you can learn from them, you know. And it was cool. It was a cool class. Like everybody's talking to each other, and I learned a lot, even though I was only in there for 3 weeks. And the reason why I didn't complete the bill is because of financial. I missed one payment and then it doubled. And I called the class and I asked them, I told them I really like the class. I really appreciate it. I'm just struggling financially. I don't have the money to pay that $50. And then when you miss again, it's $100. I just didn't have the money for it. I apologize. I want to do better. I'm trying. My daughter is my everything. That's what I do everything for. And I don't want to go to prison, of course. You know, I think that I've been here 4 months, and I've had time to, you know, think and just sit back. I felt like God gave me a chance, because there was at one point when all those things happened, I didn't want to be there. You know, I didn't even want to live, and I don't know what happened, but I felt like God was working through me, and I wanted to be better in this story. Like I said, I steadied myself. I don't really mess with people, you know. Alone. The only thing I do is take care of my family. I try to go to work whenever I can, whenever I get there. I did get my license, so I did get a car. The timing belt on my car broke. I couldn't move around anymore. And that was my transportation. You know, I was in University City, so there's no buses out there, no transportation. But I don't want to make no excuses. But I know I can do better. Give me the opportunity, another chance to do so, improve it.
Say, are you employed?
Not right now. No, sir. I've been here 4 months. So the job that I did have, I lost.
And what was the job that you had before?
Hooters.
Hooters?
As a cook.
As a cook? And how long were you working at Hooters?
For about 3 years.
So, so with the job at Hooters, you could not maintain yourself?
It wasn't that. It was, I had just recently started back working there. It's been off and on for 3 years. I just recently started working back when I was in jail in August last year, so I just got that job back because, I used to work at Rivers Cinema. And, my previous manager there, seen me and he said that they needed help.
Okay, let me stop you. So everyone, let's land the plane. So here's my question. So my understanding from reading the case summary, which nobody objected to me reading at the last hearing, is that probation was recommending revocation. And the reason why they were recommending revocation was because of a new number one. My understanding is that new number one has been rejected.
That's correct.
So is there a new number one out there other than that?
Not that we're aware of.
All right, so according to the court summary, it says probationer was arrested and it's the same complainant, same offense. That's why they want revocation. But then that case has been rejected by the state. So now my other question is, then we're only here because of a UA.
Correct.
So state, are you still asking for revocation? And see, here's my other issue with this. He has been on probation since 2020.
Yes.
All right. And so he's basically on probation from 2020 for 9 years. Am I correct?
Yes.
Probation? Are you all still recommending revocation?
I have to defer to the court.
Okay. All right, so this is what I'm telling you. The state rejected that case for whatever reason they rejected it for. I don't know. It wasn't before the court. But it appears to me that your relationship with the complainant, that will be no more. That relationship is over. If you want to have a relationship with her, you can. And what that will result in is I will revoke you. You can go to prison. And then when you get out of prison, you can have a relationship with whomever you want. But if you wish to stay on probation in this court, there's to be no more contact with her.
Because she is the mother of his children, so can we clarify?
No contact with her. If he wants to have visitation with the children, then it needs to be through a third party. There's to be no letters to her. There's to be no, I'm sorry. If you have clothes with her, then what will end up happening? You'll have to get a third party to go pick up your items. And my suggestion is that there be a police escort for that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll deny the motion, alter and amend conditions. There's going to be partial GPS, waive fees, and GPS for employment only. And there's to be no contact with Siobhan, Chavon Sims. And I'm going to keep him on deferred adjudication. However, if you remain on deferred adjudication, if you come back before the court, the full range of punishment will be open to the court, which is up to 10 years in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I believe you all have reached an agreement where it was going to be, what, 6? So the agreement that you had reached with them was that if you were revoked, the most you could be sentenced to is 6 years in the prison. But I'm keeping you on deferred. And if you are revoked, you're looking at the full 10 years. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, probation. Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right. And how are we going to address the issues with class? The funding? I don't know.
Judge, I'm not sure. We'll have to do a financial analysis of those particular classes have to be paid for. We can't wait for them.
Okay. So then what we'll have to do and what you'll have to do as an adult, and this is adulting, you're going to have to do some research to see if there's any type of programs that will help you with funding for your classes. Legally, you have to take that class. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else you need?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who's here on Cavanta Thomas? Hello. Morning. Hi, where are we on discovery?
Judge, so I was notified by defense that there were several items that too large to be transferred in the discovery process.
Okay,
I told them that it would be best to bring a hard drive so that they have everything on there.
all right. So, Norma, if you can recall this case for October 28th. And it's for discovery and counsel, you need to provide a hard drive.
I will, Your Honor.
All right, is
Thank
there
you, Judge.
anything else?
No, Judge, that was the only,
Dressing appropriately for court. All right, have a good one.
you too, Judge.
Gamboa. Hello.
Hi, Judge. How
Hi.
are you?
Good morning.
Judge, on Mr. Gamboa's case, we did confer. I don't have a formal offer. We'd like to apply for the Veterans Treatment Court.
Okay,
I don't know how soon we can do that or how quickly the process would be, but I anticipate that if he's accepted, that it will get worked out.
all right. This will be the setting for Veterans Treatment Court. And if y'all don't have an answer by the date that I'm going to give you, then, yeah. All right, so on this case, Norma, recall Gamboa for October 28th. And there's to be a referral to Veterans Treatment Court. All right, is there anything else?
Anything further, Judge?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
I think, sir. Thank you.
Let's go back.
Ronald Collins. Court is calling 2022 CR 11290, State versus Ronald Keith Collins. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Raven Saldana, state.
for the defense?
James Tochi for Mr. Collins, Judge.
And are you Mr. Collins?
I guess not.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, family as a Class A misdemeanor? Range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bear County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense. Punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the Bear County Jail. There's no application for deferred adjudication. The state recommends community supervision, and there's to be an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Outside the agreement, the state is asking that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years and there be no contact with Brandon Collins. Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
I'm sorry?
Not guilty.
All right, so you wish to have a jury trial?
Or, no contest.
He's confused.
All right, so let me explain something to you because I want the record to be clear.
All right.
And I want to make sure that you know what you're agreeing to. All right, so you have 3 choices in a plea.
All right.
You can plead not guilty, which tells the court that you want a jury trial. You can plead guilty, which tells the court that you're admitting to this. Or you can plead no contest. No contest in layman's terms. You're just saying, I'm not saying I'm guilty. I'm not saying I'm not guilty. I'm just not going to fight the charges against me. So, counsel, do you need to confer with your client?
No,
I do not, Judge. We went over this. I think he just got confused somehow by the question, but he is prepared to enter the correct plea.
All right, how do you plead?
that would be no contest, ma'am.
And are you doing that freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to have a jury trial?
Oh, I do not.
All right, and you wished for the court to go forward with this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state any evidence.
State officer Exhibit 1 of the text.
Without objection.
All right, and state, have you had contact with the complainant?
Yeah,
All right. State, you can be excused. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We're prepared, Judge. Yes, ma'am.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, ma'am. He understands what's expected of him and just asked the court to follow the plea bargain.
All right. So are your parents currently alive?
My mother, yes, my father, I have no idea.
All right. How do you think your mom feels about this? You fighting your brother because of some dominoes,
Uh,
because you lost.
it was more to that, but, I think that, I think that,
What, did he call Christmas one time too many?
no, it was kind of more of
Because they said there was trash talking going on. Did they tell you to cross your legs?
no, it was kind of more of, ego and, not knowing who the older brother was, and I could have did it better by calling the law enforcement myself, but, I, at 40, I see the error of my ways, and moving forward, I'd like to get past this, and hopefully in the future, me and my brother, we strengthen our bond. As far as my mother, she's disappointed, but she knows my disposition, and she knows that I made a mistake, and
Now we made some choices. So Bashan, should I put in here he's not allowed to play dominoes? Stick to Jenga or Scrabble? So can you be trusted to play dominoes?
yes, I can.
Everybody trash talks during domino playing. I've been known to do it. Everybody does it,
Yes,
but you can't get upset. You can win, another day. Maybe you'll win that day.
you're right.
All right. When I play dominoes with my brothers, guess what? Sometimes I win, and the reason why I win is because there's no strategy to my playing of dominoes. And they will always tell me, Stephanie, you just locked the game down on your own self. Why would you do that? And I'm like, because I only have a double five.
Hmm.
So I only have 10. How much money do you all have with your dominoes? I'm like, yay, I win.
Yeah.
And then once I win, I walk away because I know I'm going to lose the next rounds. So, all right. Court is finding you guilty. Court will sentence you to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Brandon Collins. If you want contact with him, he needs to come in and let me know he's okay with having contact with you. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Have you ever had any mental health diagnosis?
No, ma'am.
There's going to be anger management. Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
Who do you stay with?
I stay by myself.
Proof of employment.
Uh,
Yes.
With that, I was saying, like, when all this went down, I was in the process of getting my current ID. It's expired at the moment, so proof of employment, that might take some time.
Okay. All right, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. Field visits, 1 time per month for 3 months. Probation, is there anything else?
No, Doctor.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I've been trying to get dominoes in as an Olympic sport. You've set the sport back. All right, do better, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
It's all your fault.
All right, good luck.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I've never played dominoes.
Oh, you need to play dominoes.
Uh,
It's a great game.
I
but
will say this. If they let breakdancing as an Olympic event,
I was shocked by that.
I couldn't believe that.
And
That's,
I'm telling you, dominoes should be an event.
if breakdancing is, I agree. And it is. Thank you, Judge.
All right, have a good one. Court is calling 2023 CR 4277, State of Texas versus Christopher Trevino. And are you Mr. Trevino?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with unlawfully carrying a weapon with a felony conviction as a second-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count one. Punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. This is the run concurrent with 2024 FC 1227D. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged in count one, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Saying that exhibit one of the test is Your Honor.
No objection.
State you may be excused. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court is reviewing the document. It appears on page 2 of the police report. It says, I approached the driver's side, and that's been scratched through and it's been changed to back left passenger. And I believe initials are there. Desiree
I'm
Tina.
not sure if I.
Hi, Judge. How are you this morning?
So I don't know if that's something.
That was,
All right, so
not
is this
done
gonna
by
be
the prosecutor. That
contested
was
or no?
something that
No,
was
I
done
think
on
we have an agreement
regards
to
to the
terminate
defense
this
report itself,
unsatisfied.
I believe.
All right, well, go on the When you say record. defense, you mean the
The
court
the
is
police
calling
report, I believe that was
2020
actually on the police report draft.
CR
so no objection to that being there.
10018.
All right, thank you, State.
After reviewing
State of
states
Texas
exhibits 1 and
versus
attachments,
Desiree
the court
Tina?
will find there's sufficient evidence
gonna
to find
be
you guilty,
pleas
and
of
the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding
I don't
with
think so.
sentencing?
I believe.
Yes, Judge.
Anything
we've
you wish
agreed
to say on
terminate
behalf of your client?
unsatisfactory.
No, Judge.
Probation? All right, the court will follow your agreement. The court will sentence you to 4 years
Well,
in the
that
prison,
is-
Talked about the recommendation, Judge.
give
but
you
I don't
credit
know
for
if
any
we
time
can
served.
Proceed with that.
This will run concurrent with 2024
Y'all want to talk?
Oh,
to
I
FC
apologize. I thought
1227D. Vincent Alfonso. Is there anything else with regards to
Court
sentencing?
is calling Judge, other than he's been in
2024
Oasis County
CR
jail, since he was arrested back in
008375, State of
March,
Texas versus
and he was just,
Vincent Alfonso
returned from
Jr.
there in
And
Bear
are
County
you
here
Mr.
this past
Alfonso
week.
Jr.?
All right, if you have
Counsel,
the,
have you received all of the discovery?
time,
Yes, Your
just
Honor.
make
Did you
sure
review
that
it with your
the clerks
client?
are aware
Yes,
of
Judge.
it.
Okay,
Court will
Judge.
find that the state is in
All right, we
compliance
can
with
go off the record.
discovery.
How old are you, sir?
Did you understand you're
Sure.
charged with
All
unlawful
right, let me just
possession of
tell
a
you, at some
firearm by
point, and
felon, that's a
honestly,
third
it's time
degree
when you
felony.
reach the age
Range
of
of
30,
punishment is anywhere
years
from
just
2
start rolling
to 10
by.
years in
You're gonna have
prison
to make
and up
some
to
changes,
$10,000
otherwise you're gonna
fine.
look
Did you
up and find
understand?
that you've spent
Are
the
you
majority
satisfied with
of
the
your
way you've
life
been
in prison, and I
represented?
don't think anybody
Are
wants
you
to
a
do that,
US
right?
citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and no more
According to
face
the plea,
tattoos, okay?
punishment is to be assessed
right,
at
good luck
6
to you,
years in the
okay?
prison.
Judge.
You're welcome.
Excuse
There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years, and there'll be 200 hours of community service restitution. Then to the offenses charged, how do you plea? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We'll wait, yes, I could.
Right, so they're mentioned here about Arkansas issues. Have those been addressed?
They have not, Judge. He's not been extradited. He remained in custody for 91 days, I think, Your Honor. If there is anything to address, certainly he stands prepared to address it. I think in respect to the underlying offense, Judge, sometimes when we're presented with something like time served, we don't consider the implications about possessing firearms later.
Mhm.
This situation, I think, is a little more contentious than the police report would lead the court to believe, and that, you know, somebody buys a car and they're not satisfied with it, and all of a sudden they report it as stolen, things of that nature. So
Okay.
I think
And I see that they said that the vehicle was
that's correct, Judge.
not reported stolen. I didn't know people were buying vehicles off of Facebook Marketplace. They're doing a lot on Facebook and Marketplace.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so with regards to this gun, State, did you want the gun destroyed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is there going to be objection to the destruction of the weapon?
No objection, Judge.
All right, so the weapon will be destroyed. The court will sentence you to a $2,000 fine that will be probated. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs. Sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. Destruction of the weapon. field visits, one time per month for 5 months. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right. They're going to test you, okay? Do you have any children?
Yes.
What are their ages?
At 118, 16, and 13.
All right. And then I'm going to ask for 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes those, then the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. You're not supposed to have weapons anyway, but I'm still going to order a gun safety course. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, good luck to you. Make better choices.
Judge, one request.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what needs to happen, whether it's a directive, but as a condition of his reduced bail, the court ordered GPS.
Mhm.
He is satisfied that condition has had no violations, but I don't know if there needs to be a
State
directive.
any objection to removal of GPS? All right, the court will order that GPS is to be removed.
Further, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Just have a seat and probation will go over conditions. All right, Tina. Court is calling 2020 CR 10018, State of Texas versus Desiree. Tina, can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Lauren Lefton for Miss Tina.
And are you Desiree Tina?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Desiree Suzanne Tina who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 10018 for the offense for injury to a child, bodily injury, reckless on April 28, 2021 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes.
All right, court will find violation of condition number 5 true.
That is our understanding, and just so the court can be aware, since our last court setting, our client did complete the anger management course, some community service, and did pay her outstanding balance in full. So to show the court how seriously she did take this MTR.
Okay, so can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Desiree Tina.
All right, so what have you learned from being on probation?
A lot of things, anger management for one, and just learning to take a breath and removing myself from bad situations before they get out of hand, and just being very cautious who I'm around and what the things that I do and how they may affect the people around.
Okay. All right, then the court will deny the motion and your probation is terminated unsatisfactorily. Good luck to you. If you ever need anything, if I'm here, you know, you can always come back.
Thank
All
you.
right, you're welcome.
May we be excused? please?
Yes.
Thank you,
Have a
Your
great
Honor.
day.
You too.
Guadalupe.
Oh,
Roque.
sorry, go, yes, Roque,
That is mine, Judge.
yes. And where is he?
He is right there.
Oh, come down. All right, so what is happening with this case, counsel?
Judge, apparently, I just found out that he has another case pending. I believe it's sealed from
Okay.
October. And he also has a couple of more misdemeanors.
We're trying to see if we can resolve all together, but I have 2 weeks.
Yes.
Felony case is awaiting indictment and it's sealed.
You want to come back on the 14th? October 14th?
Sure, that sounds good.
All right. Norma, Roque is going to come back on October 14th. He has a sealed case. All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, do you have any questions, sir? All right, we'll see you back on the 14th, okay?
If I get it.
All right, Michael Johnson? All right. How long do y'all expect the jury trial to last? All right, I need a 2-day reset family violence jury trial. All right, we'll come back on November 4th. All right, thank you.
Judge, is there any way to do a different date? I have two cases in Kendall County, and they have docket effectively once a month.
Okay, let me see.
I could do the 6th, Judge.
You know what, Norma? There will be something going to trial that day, correct?
Yes.
All right, recall this then for November 6th.
Thank you, Judge. I apologize.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
All right, everyone, the court's gonna take its recess.